It's Wednesday, May the 17th, 2017, and this is your Barbados Today evening update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, the island's Child Protection Agency will be focusing on cyberbullying among adolescents during this year. The announcement was made this morning by Director of the Child Care Board, Joan Crawford, during the launch of a series of seminars on the issue at the Almond Beach Resort in St. Peter.
The work of the Child Care Board in the months ahead will focus on adolescents and technology, but more specifically on adolescents and cyber abuse or cyberbullying, as technology impacts all of our lives. We who are in leadership positions, wherever and whenever possible, should offer appropriate and sound advice to our children who use technology in the various forms. Our purpose today is to start this discussion with our young children.
Minister of Social Care Steve Blackett, who delivered the main address, told the young participants that they should embrace the information coming out of the workshop on cyber abuse so they would know how to respond in future.
Cyberbullying is the act of using the internet, cell phones, video games, or other technological gadgets to send, text, or post images intended to hurt or embarrass another person. What research has revealed about cyber abuse is that victims of cyber abuse tend to suffer in silence, thereby making it difficult for parents, friends, or significant persons to identify and address the problem. There have been consistent associations between exposure to cyberbullying and increased likelihood of depression. Today provides an opportunity for you to become more aware of the impact of cyber abuse and cyberbullying, so that if you know of a friend who might be or is a victim, you would know how to respond. It should also signal to you that you can be a victim by your own action of posting inappropriate materials and information about yourselves to friends and others.
The days of Barbados being a dumping ground for inferior energy appliances and equipment will soon be over. Experts attending a renewable energy and energy efficiency standards workshop will later this week develop minimum energy performance standards that would address the issue. President of the Barbados Association of Energy Professionals, Dr. Erwin Edwards, says the introduction of these standards would also benefit consumers in their pockets.
The first thing we're going to do this week is to develop what we call MEPs, minimum performance standards. So so the work will begin at the border, where retailers that would bring things in, they will need to make sure, first of all, that the equipment that they bring, it meets certain standards. So we're not going to have people dumping junk or dumping things that may have minimum costs. It may sound impressive to walk into a store and buy an air conditioner for, say, $200. That would be a deal out of this world. But then you put it in, and before it breaks down in 6 months, it increases your electricity bill by 2, so that you don't pay the money up front, but you pay every month, so that in the course of a year, if the equipment lasts that long, you would have paid for that piece of equipment, already. So it's better to buy equipment that's reliable, will give you a good performance, and a lower operating cost throughout its life cycle.
Barbados is taking steps to develop its coconut industry so it can capitalize on the growing global demand for it as a value-added product. But the country is being advised to upgrade its infrastructure at all levels if it's to do so. Speaking at a Coconut Stakeholders Forum organized by the Ministry of Agriculture at Savannah Hotel, Executive Director of the Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute, Barton Clark, said the coconut industry was on the rebound after declining during the late 1970s.
A food and drink consultancy group out of the UK has reported the overall alternative water market has grown by 21% in 2016 to a value of $2.7 billion. And it's projected that this will double in size to reach $5.4 billion by 2020. Coconut water dominates this sector, accounting for 96% of the volume. Also adding is the increasing application of coconut products and byproducts in the food, beverage, and cosmetic sectors could suggest significant growth for coconut milk, coconut sugar, coconut flour, virgin coconut oil, and the like.
And Chief Agricultural Officer Lennox Chandler said his ministry will facilitate the development of the coconut industry through the provision of incentives and rebates for the farmers.
And there are lots of incentives. A lot of incentives have been given over the years that have not been taken up. But again, that's another issue for another place. We will also be supplying germplasm, both in the form of tissue culture as well as in the form of seedlings. And Mr. James, I think, is down to speak on that, so I'm not going to expand too much on that. The ministry will also perform a role as a regulator in terms of ensuring that the rules or regulations are followed in terms of importation of germplasm. And of course, our core contribution has to be in terms of research.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
When it comes to your family, what do you dream of? Enjoying the sights of Italy, seeing the Eiffel Tower for the first time, or experiencing the cuisine of Spain? Quartz can make your family dream come true. Shop at Quartz for a chance to win a dream cruise for a family of 4. Spend $999 or over at any Quartz store or online at shopquartz.com. Every $100 gets you a chance to win that cruise to give you more fun time with your family by cruising the Mediterranean, a value of over $20,000. So stop dreaming and start shopping to make your dream come true at Quartz, bringing value home.
We are back with news from the region now. Severe flooding in Jamaica has knocked out more than 100 of the island's water systems. And with more rain forecast, Corporate Communications Manager of the National Water Commission, Charles Buchanan, says it could take days before the systems are restored.
That represents somewhere in the region of 30% of our systems, and those are out for a variety of reasons, including extremely high turbidity, blocked intakes, power supply problems, and electrical problems at the location, as well as dislocated mains and lack of access to particular critical parts of the infrastructure.
Meanwhile, teams from the Jamaica Public Service Company were today trying to restore electricity to the more than 17,000 customers who are without service following the heavy rains. Now, the company's corporate communications officer, Audrey Williams, says restoration work has been hampered by flooding and landslides, which have caused some roads to be impassable.
Also, if there are instances of continued rainfall, we can't put the crews out there given the nature of electricity. And of course, you have land slippages and so on, because then that takes the poles and the infrastructure with it. So you have another set of issues there to correct. So there are some customers who will be waiting a little longer. In particular, Clarendon is a particularly challenging area for us right now because of the access issues that I alluded to earlier. But we want our customers to know that we are doing everything that we can to get them in as quickly and as safely as possible.
And on the international scene, President Donald Trump, amid his own swirling controversies, advised United States Coast Guard Academy graduates today that while things aren't always fair, one has to put one's head down and fight. The comment was a clear reference to the fact that Trump's White House is now besieged by bipartisan questions about his alleged request that former FBI Director James Comey to halt an investigation into his former top national security aide.
Never, ever, ever give up. Things will work out just fine. Look at the way I've been treated lately, especially by the media. No politician in history, and I say this with great surety, has been treated worse or more unfairly. You can't let them get you down. You can't let the critics and the naysayers get in the way of your dreams. I guess that's why I won. Thank you. I guess that's why we won.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as the Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic evening.